One of the skills that will help group leaders succeed in the task of bringing truth into the lives of the people in their groups is the skill of assessment. Now, don't be put off by the word. I'm going to explain what it means and why it's important. First of all, I recognize that assessment is awkward, but it's necessary. Assessment means thinking and praying about people's lives in order to discern how to help them move forward in their pursuit of God. It can feel awkward because we don't like to think that we're sitting in judgment on someone else, or we don't want them to think that we're spying on or scrutinizing their lives. That's not what assessment is, but it can seem that way. Assessment's necessary because each person is different. A disciple-making leader has to figure out what's needed in each person's relationship with God, and that requires prayerful evaluation of the group and of the people in it. Assessment is going to help you know what truth to share, because as we come to understand what the needs and the issues are in each person's life, then we can share the right truth at the right time so that we can bring the truth to life in specific ways for the people in our groups. And we have a biblical precedent for this. Even the Apostle Paul did this. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, we read, "Dear brothers and sisters, when I was with you, I couldn't talk to you as I would to spiritual people. I had to talk as though you belonged to this world or as though you were infants in the Christian life. I had to feed you with milk, not with solid food, because you weren't ready for anything stronger, and you still aren't ready." So Paul assessed the Christians there in Corinth based on two categories. He was hoping that they would prove to be spiritual people, but upon evaluation he found out that they were more like people who belonged to the world, and he called them infants. And so his strategy for helping them was based on his understanding of where they were at. He says, I could only speak certain truths to you. He wanted to speak truths that were solid food, but he could only speak truths that were milk. So we see from Paul's example that assessment is valid and it's legitimate biblically because it's not about criticizing or condemning people. It's more like a doctor or a fitness coach making a diagnosis in order to put together a plan. Assessment helps us come alongside to speak the truth in love so that people can grow and change. So take a minute and talk about that.